My collection this year is based on the original Little Mermaid by Hans Christian Andersen, and it's a evening wear collection inspired by costume design. My name's Alexandria Jones. I'm a fourth-year design student, and I'm going to be taking part in Mass Exodus this year. The original story by Hans Christian Andersen was written as sort of like a love story. He wrote it for a man that he was in love with as basically a love letter, and often talked about wanting to dress like a woman and do certain things that in 1837 were just not possible for a young man at that time. So for my collection, I looked at suiting as well as typical feminine silhouettes of corsetry and long ball gowns, as well as combining the fabrics you would see in suiting, as well as fine organza and delicate fabrics, as well as fraying in the fabric to show some emotion and hopefully show the actual meaning behind the story. My thought process behind doing evening wear that's inspired by costume is essentially I love all things costume, but I think sometimes it can be a little restricting in what you're able to do. However, having an evening wear collection, I could take inspiration without it being so literal, but also, if it was, let's say, a modern costume piece, this is something that could still be shown and to show the story. And each look sort of represents a character without being obvious about it. It's just a collection that was inspired by the story. For my design process, we started with a process book that we all had to do for the program, and then from there I did draping and different silhouettes that were sort of inspired by the actual theme of mermaids and that sort of thing. And I did some draping off of that, and then did illustrations of the draping and just more illustrations, and different process photos. The process of Mass Exodus has definitely been pretty stressful. Yeah, it's like nothing we've ever really done before. Mass Exodus for me sort of represents a final conclusion of everything that I've ever done at Ryerson. It started off in first year with seeing what other design students were doing and always sort of looking up to okay, when I'm in fourth year, Mass Exodus is gonna be this big thing and I'm gonna do this incredible collection, I'm gonna love everything about it. And then as you're going, you keep getting closer and closer, and it's just this bittersweet ending where everything's very nostalgic and you kind of want it to go slower. So I think something that sets our year apart is that we all have very different styles for everything. Everything we do is very different, and we all also play off of each other. We all like working in the same lab at the same time, which I think is different from a lot of years. In the past, other years would, more people would sew at home, whereas for us, we all sew in the same lab. So you see what everyone's making, and you can kind of bounce ideas off of each other and see how would you finish this? How would you finish that? So it's really collaborative, which I really like about our year.